Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Omer, and this is my first ever playthrough of the DLC for Spirit of Justice, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. And it's September 21st, Sprocket Manor Foyer. And this is a really cool background. Are these animatronics or are they people? I think it's just like their artistic interpretation of like someone doing like a idle animation in the background, right? Because I thought animatronics in the first my first thought, but I think it actually just might be people hanging out, in the background, doing their idle animations. Wow, this place does not disappoint. I'm so excited. Whoa, slow down, Maya. The magic isn't going anywhere. Again, such a great design is Pierce, isn't he? Such a great design. Now then, we won't have to worry about anyone untoward eavesdropping here. So he wanted us out of like the way so no one could hear us. I take it you wanted to ask me some questions. Huh? That's why you invited us here? I'm sorry to have tricked you like this, but it is a murder after all. I couldn't talk openly about it in public and risk sullying the Sprocket family reputation, so he really cares about the Sprocket family, right? Like, he's one of those, like, traditional butler types, right? That does everything for the family, it seems. Aw, I was really looking forward to all those fancy snacks, too. Yeah, give Maya a fancy snack. Like, that's the least you could do. There, Maya. Don't cry. This Pierce guy is one shrewd man. Hey, Nick. Look at that cute vintage radio. Radio? Oh, that thing over there under the stuffed bull's head? I'm going to take a closer look. Oh? I thought I told you to settle down. I should probably just, like, it was already broken. I'm sorry. No, it's already broken. Don't worry about it, Maya. It was already broken. Not to worry. Wait, what? Dude, that's actually incredible. That's an incredible invention. He just can fix it like that? Wow, that little mech fixed it right up. Crazy good invention. I'm not only the butler, but I'm also Sprocket Aviation's repair department director. Oh, wow. One might say patching things up is my specialty. That was incredible. What is that little doohickey on your shoulder anyway? It's an amazing invention, whatever it is that can do it that fast. It's my fixer-upper, shoulder mech. Master Soren made it for me. It has too many features and functions to effectively enumerate at the moment, though. That's so cool. I wish I had one of those. Fixing things is a simple matter, but fixing people is a different matter. Even a skilled physician can't bring back the dead. Huh? Oh, but forgive me. I seem to have gotten sidetracked. Is he talking about the current case, maybe? Because he's talking about, like, obviously bringing back the dead. Obviously, it means something to him, right? He must be in shock over Mr. Gloomsbury's death. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something along those lines. Still, I do need to ask him some questions about the case. I should take a look around and see what I can find out while I'm here, too. So I always do it in the order of examining stuff first, then talking to him. What's this? Excuse me, but there's a card here on the floor. Well, look at that. It's a Flying Chapel key card. Flying Chapel? What areas on the Flying Chapel require a key card, if I may ask? Mostly areas we want to keep out of the public of such as the staff room and the hold, which is chock full of machinery. That makes sense, I guess, trying to keep people away from that stuff. So you can't even enter those areas without a key card? That's right. This one here belongs to Ellen. Wait, what's Ellen's key card doing here? Did Ellen come back to here after the incident occurred? I don't believe so. She was arrested by the police straight away this morning. Although there was a strange man with a gaudy oh my god. Did she send him to maybe get the key card or something? Was that man... Yeah. Or maybe, I don't know what's happening with him. Why he was here. Wearing a beret by any chance? Yes, he was, as a matter of fact. He was also wearing sunglasses and a fake mustache. He knew it was a fake mustache. He knew it right away. I knew it. The only question is, what was he doing here? So, he was here for some reason, and he might have dropped this card. Maybe she gave him the card to go get something, possibly? Maybe? The video stopped recording, not sure why, but I'm not sure what got cut out there. I'll find out later, but yeah, it stopped recording there for a second, but that's why we're trying to play along. So if you didn't see it, Phoenix made a joke about how, well, Maya said that there might be a plane on the other side of it, like that's used for emergencies. I thought that was really cool, a really cool idea from Maya, and then Phoenix said, what if the bull on the other side is a bull that makes milk on the other side, and Maya's like, yo, bulls don't make milk Phoenix, and she didn't really get that he was making a joke. But then again, it's one of those things where I love their like miscommunications that they have with each other, because like Maya wasn't making a joke. She would actually think that would be really cool if there was another plane on the other side of the wall, while as Phoenix thought she was making a joke and wanted to be supportive, but then she didn't get the joke because she wasn't actually making a joke originally. So that's why I love them together. I just love it together. They get each other so much, but at the same time too, they don't understand each other at the same time too, in funny ways, you know, for sure. Okay. I don't know if you got this either. He clammed up. Again, I'm just explaining things just in case you didn't see. He clammed up when I talked to him about the time travel thing. We had photos from the reception where I thought they looked a little bit upset during the reception. Yeah, and I had no idea what got recorded or what didn't get recorded after that, guys. So, yeah. Let's check this out. Hey, Nick. Now here's a real lady. A real lady? Oh, nice outfit. She looks smart as a whip, doesn't she? They wear very like kind of steampunk-esque outfits, right? But I think it's probably like intentional, like for the vibe of kind of like the branding, I guess. She also has a thing on her table that looks like the butler's one as well. It's Pierce's one. Yeah. She looks as smart as a whip, doesn't she? I wonder who she is. We didn't see her on the airship. That's Selena Sprocket, Soren's eldest sister. Oh, sister. Beautiful and capable. She was a great lady. Was? Soren's sister, I think I see the resemblance. Maybe I'll show Pierce this photo later and ask him about her. So he said was. Which maybe that's what Pierce was talking about earlier when it came to the idea when he looked at his watch and said he can't bring back the dead, possibly. Maybe. This is the thing that Maya broke as well. Don't you dare touch that radio again. She can do whatever she wants. The radio was broken when she got to it. It looks like an expensive antique. What are you worried about? If it breaks again, Pierce will just fix it up again. I really hope he's nice enough to waive the repair bill. Honestly though, like it's if he didn't want it broken, he shouldn't let Maya touch it. You know what I mean? That's a casualty of what you call it? Like that's a on-site casualty. What do they call it when it's like it comes with the job? You know? Let Maya into your house, things are gonna break. Okay, that's not her fault. It's the bridal bouquet. Hey Nick, how about I throw it? Oh, that'd be really funny. And you try and catch it. See what I mean? She's so cute. This would be so fun. And again, I'm worried because I'm glad that Phoenix is here because I feel like they're a good counterbalance to each other and they're perfect as an investigation team. Because if it was me, like I would get so sidetracked. If she's saying to me like, "Hey, let's start throwing the bouquet around," I'm like, "Let's go, Maya. Let's have some fun." You know what I mean? So maybe it's good that Phoenix is there and not me. Why me? Just because. I bet you look hilarious playing around trying to grab it. But doesn't Tristan dictate that if it's the ladies that go after the bouquet? Who cares? Just catch it. Exactly. Who cares? Here. She just does it as well. You did it right in my face. Oh, you don't want to catch that bouquet, trust me. Why not? They say it's bad luck to catch the bouquet of a marriage that doesn't last. But I already caught it. Whoops. Too late now. Huh, Nick? No, that's why I love Maya as well. She's so spontaneous in such a very funny way as well. Anything else here we can look at? I think we've gotten everything. Another great environment, by the way, as well. So let's go talk to Pierce as well. Yeah, I love Maya's comedic spontaneity. It's always very fun for me. Okay, so let's talk about the incident. About the incident Miss Ellen was arrested for. Oh, he's asking us, do you think she did it? Well, I can't prove it yet, but no, I don't think she could have done it. I guess you could call it a gut feeling. Oh. Handkerchief? Clean his monocle? Oh, I see. I guess we have different opinions then. Do we now? The prosecution says that when the Gloonsberry attacked Miss Ellen, she fought back and ended up killing him. I agree with this perspective. So you think self-defense? Or rather that it is consensus of the entire Sprocket family. Even so, I heard an interesting story from the chief prosecutor, Edgeworth. I heard that the Sprocket family had tried to pressure the prosecutor's office into burying this case. Oh, look, he's not sweating this. He's not sweating this at all. I fear you are mistaken. All we sought was merely a legal consultation, really. Besides, none of that matters now, as she is no longer part of this family. Oh my god, Man, this is why they're so weird, because legitimately, for all I know, from Irish families, you are family when you are like a boyfriend or girlfriend or partner for like 3 months. You know what I mean? You are family and you will be helped out. If you're a good person, of course. But it's so interesting here, like they just cast her aside as soon as the wedding doesn't work out. And they didn't see her as family beforehand, you know what I mean? Fortunately for us, they had yet to get the marriage license before holding the banquet. So basically, once they realized they couldn't sway the prosecution, they cut her loose. That is crazy. She has nothing to do with the family anymore in their eyes. For the sake of their reputation. I realize how callous I must sound. It is callous. It is 100% callous. There's no way of going around it. But my duty is to protect the Sprocket family. And more specifically, Sprocket Aviation's future and Master Soren, whose genius is essential to the company. I could tell you were trying to maybe keep tabs on him earlier 100%. Yeah, no, it's callous. It's very bad. It shows that they didn't like her from the start, and it shows they have no actual compassion for or love for people, in my opinion. Like that they're able to go to this right away. You know what I mean? This woman that they've known for a long time at this stage. I would do anything to achieve that goal. That is my job with the Sprocket family butler. You know, I think Pierce and Mr. Edgeworth get along really well. Don't you think? Honestly, I think that there's parts of Pierce's personality that Edgeworth would get along with really well, but I think Edgeworth would also be disgusted at the lack of care. Yeah, I could easily picture Edgeworth with a butler. Oh, and by the way, I suppose I should tell you about this as well. It's about when the members of the extended family and I discovered the crime. Let's look at time travel first. Did Ellen say anything to you about traveling through time? Oh, here he goes again. Look at this. She must have been delirious. There's no need to take such a claim seriously. Soren himself said the time travel was possible, though. Oh my god, that stopped him in his tracks. Master Soren said that? Sounds like he's still stuck in the past. He's psychologically still stuck, I take it. Excuse me. We saw that he was communicating with the area Ray as well. You can see when we mentioned time travel and that Soren also believed in time travel, his face like stopped and like he almost went into defense mode right away. What is it? I see. I believe I told you the madam will be having milk tea. Still have lemon slices ready just in case. We must not disappoint her, understand? You sure are busy. All in a day's work. Still, we really do need Master Soren to start focusing on the business side of things soon. Could you tell us about that thing you mentioned about Soren's past? There's something in Master Soren's past that he wishes he could change. Please forgive me, that isn't something I should be sharing with strangers. Now I really want to know what Soren's still hung up on. So we have discovering the crime then as well. It was sometime after the reception. Some of the Master's relatives and I went to clean up the reception hall. And that is when we saw it. A woman standing in front of the victim, with the bloody murder weapon in her hand. Oh, she was holding it at that moment. It was none other than Miss Ellen. She was holding the item at that moment. But Pierce, it wasn't what it looked like. That's right, she just happened to find the body. I do not know what Miss Ellen has told you, but what we witnessed was unmistakably the moment immediately after the deed had been committed. But when you've heard the sound, wouldn't have someone have heard the sound? Wouldn't there have been a struggle? Like, she went from being not able to, like, even, like, push back against this guy as he was trying to kill her, to all of a sudden being able to, like, knock him over the head with this thing? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not saying that, like, you know, she's not strong. I'm saying that, like, it's proven that he was much stronger than her. Like, she couldn't even nearly push back against him. I know that people say, well, Calvin, a knockout to your head will hurt you no matter what, but if he had her alone and he was planning to kill her, why would he turn around and turn his back to her? Why would he do that? That doesn't make any sense to me. And that is what I told the police who came in response to my call. I see. So Pierce was the one who reported to the police, huh? And then we have to present to him something as well. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why if you're trying to kill someone, why would you ever turn your back to them? You'd be advancing forward, right? Is this the one we want? You have to show this, don't we? Pierce, the woman in this photo is Soren's older sister, Selena, right? He gained a little bit of a smile there, right? I don't think we met her yet. Yes, about that. He seems hesitant all of a sudden. I think she's dead. I think she's dead, just the way he said was earlier. If you wouldn't mind, could you tell us about her? All right. Very well. She's a big part of Master Soren's past, after all. Soren's past? Let's talk about Soren's past then. So that definitely changed something in his mind for sure. Master Soren will become the next president of the Sprocket Aviation. However, that wasn't always so. Oh, wonder if it was probably Selena was going to take over. Miss Selena Sprocket. Master Soren's elder sister was next in line. She looks like she's like ready for the job. For sure. So why isn't she becoming the next president? I think she's gone. I think she's gone. Because she died. In a car accident. That's rough. That's really, really rough. What? Yeah, it was the way the man talked about her. I knew she wasn't here. I had no idea. Actually, Master Soren was also in the car with her. Oh. That's rough. Because the thing is, like, already on the baseline, it's one of the most horrific things to lose any family member, right? To lose a family member is horrible, right? It's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. But now you're also adding to the mix of this, the fact that you were in the car at the same time when she died, like, you know what I mean? It's like, and you have the thought in your head of, I survived, she didn't. I'm taking over the business, she didn't. All these things are going to run through your head constantly. Losing the sister he loved right before his eyes. Devastating. Of course, Jesus Christ. Ever since then, he has buried himself in his... This makes so much sense to me. It makes sense that he would like become kind of like more focused on this stuff, like very much burying himself in this stuff because it was so difficult to really face what was happening or what happened. Maybe it's also the reason why he's a little bit more quiet and he doesn't want to focus on anything. Maybe it's the reason why he seems a bit cold sometimes, you know what I mean? He also being quiet and meticulous, yeah, almost compulsive note taker around then. So interesting to me, yeah. I mean, some things can trigger different, you know, different life situations can trigger different things in your life, you know, they can. He seems so stiff and robotic. I had no idea he was carrying all that around inside of him. Master Soren has abandoned the company business and spends all his time on inventions. As the family butler, I am truly concerned. I believe it is high time you let go of the past. It's not that simple. The fact is, like, your family's not doing the best approach to this, I feel like. Because for me, it's like, the fact that the butler is the one who's doing this and not the actual parents who are the ones who are, like, you know, making sure that we can get him help. Because he obviously needs to talk to someone. He needs to, you know, to get a constant, maybe like, I know like people always like say like, some people go, oh, therapy, but like therapy does help in those senses, you know what I mean? And like something to do with therapy would be very helpful, you know? Yeah. That's rough. And again, I get that why he became like a little bit more like cold or seems a bit colder. I don't want to call him cold, but yeah, that's so bad. Hey Nick, what are you doing here? Is this wait? Is this Larry? Oh Jesus Christ, man. Honestly, the game did this intentionally because it was such a heavy moment. They were like, here's Larry, you know? Oh man, Edgy gave me a head of a hard time. You deserve a hard time. What are you doing here? I came to promote my new character, Cupiglet. I was hoping the Sprocket Aviation would give him some kind of tie-in with for me. I read that completely wrong, didn't I? No, for it, not for me, yeah. Wow, I didn't know Larry was such an aggressive businessman. You could learn a thing from him, Nick. Why don't you promote your agency to them? Believe me, we do not want to go to the Larry school of promoting. I adore that, like, again, Maya's personality hasn't, like, changed a bit. It's so great. Now's not exactly the time for that, in case you haven't noticed. See, and this is why you'll never be rich. Actually, Larry, I've been meaning to ask you something. You were on the Flying Chapel yesterday, right? Huh? Was I? What were you doing there? Nothing. Whatever it was, I bet it wasn't anything to be proud of. But never mind that. Did you see anything that had to do with the case? Scratch that. Let's start with you weren't involved in this case, were you? I love that like Felix is constantly with his old friend Larry, like, and rightly so, is constantly like, Larry, did you do something, you know? It's kind of like that parent who knows their kid is always up to trouble, you know, and they're like, when the teacher calls home and they're like, hey, you know, Johnson was acting up again. And instead of like giving the kid the benefit of the doubt, they turn around and go like, really? You know, really? Larry? What's happening with him? Hey, he took off. I just knew it. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Oh, the old phrase. Come on, Maya, after him. Oh, you're leaving so soon? We have to run. Thank you for making the time for us. I know you have to investigate, but please try to spare the family's feelings as you do. 100%. I know, I get that. Here's the thing. Even though they're like very clearly a weird family and the way they've treated her is rough, 100%, we still have to operate on the baseline of knowing that we don't know the full story fully. We don't know them fully, but all I know is that I have like a bit of an aversion to them, but that doesn't mean I'm going to disrespect them yet. You know what I mean? I will disrespect them on the stuff that they've done to Ellen, 110%. But when it comes to the idea of like the death of their worker, and also then like maybe bringing up old memories of the death of their of Selena, is one of the situations where like we'll hold off on the disrespect for now. The disrespect probably will come later because I have a bad feeling about your family like crazy. I really do. Yes, of course. And we have to be respectful as lawyers, right? We have to be. Like, we don't want to just like burn a bridge yet. We will burn bridges, but not yet. So I guess we could have to go find them. So are we going to... Wait, so was this on the ship, or is this in their home? So where do we go? So should we try go to the reception hall again? Hi, Maya. How are you? Mooring dock? Yeah, okay. September 21st. Sprocket Park. Mooring deck. There he is. Hey, Larry. Hey there, friend. Fancy meeting you here, Larry. You're gonna have to tell me everything. There's nothing fancy about it. All we did was follow you. So tell me, Larry, why did you run away like that? Huh? Me? I don't know what you're talking about. A bolt of inspiration from a new picture book hit me and I had to run is all. It was like cute epiphany, you dig? Right. He's just gonna keep on playing dumb, isn't he, Nick? So, what you saw on the airship. Again, with Larry, he is someone he's the type of person who will break the cookie jar, right? Well, the cookie jar will fall off the countertop and he'll break it. And instead of being like, sorry, I broke the cookie jar, and diminishing the damage that he could do, he goes on and like tries to hide it, right? And there's always like, I know people like that all the time, by the way, who aren't like terrible people all the time, but there's people who like would rather lie than get caught with anything. And I'm talking even small things. Have you ever like seen like, I don't know, have you ever known someone who like broke something of yours or something like that? And it's something small, but you still would like, you know, to know who broke it. Just to be like, man, what happened here? Like, you know, please let me know, like this is unfair or whatever. And if you ever met a person like that, well, just like, who, even though they broke it, and it could be like, this is how it's solved. Who broke this? Oh, that was me, man. I'm so sorry. You know, I can give you the money for it if you want. It's like, no, it's cool. Don't worry. It was just, yeah, it's okay. I'll just get a new one. It's fine. You know, sorted, right? But instead, there's like the type of person who, like Larry, who will do this instead. Guys, who broke this? Oh, I don't know. I have to go to the shop. I'll see you later. And it's like, and then by the time you find out it was Larry in the end who broke it, you're like, dude, what the hell? And you're like, you're more angry than you would be if they just said, hey, dude, sorry, I'll pay for it. You know what I mean? That's Larry. It's like he brings more hardship on himself by like prolonging the punishment that is coming his way for whatever he saw. And it might even be a punishment, you know, like whatever he saw could help us. What you saw on the airship. Come on, Larry, I know you were on that airship, so what did you see? I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything because I never on that stupid airship. We know you were. Cyclops. Only two? I mean, it's Larry, I guess. But yeah, I think he had a lot before. Cyclops. You say something? Yes, let's go. Me and Maya doing this together again. These mystical locks that appear when someone is trying to hide something from me. They're called Cyclops, and when I see them, I simply present the Magatama and try my hand at breaking them. If I can unlock them, I'm sure to finally get a straight answer out of them. And this is what I was saying about, like, you know, they're giving tutorials on stuff we've already done. Because again, it is a DLC, it's separate from the main game, but it becomes part of the main game when we play it. let's go. Take that. Take that, Larry. While Larry is hiding. This is no time for games, Larry. I will find out what you're hiding. I'm telling you, Nick, you got it all wrong. I've got nothing to do with the case whatsoever. Oh, come on, Larry. Even a baby could see you through such a blatant and obvious lie. Nothing whatsoever, huh? If you weren't involved, Larry, then you wouldn't have been involved with this person. Oh yeah, 100%. Easy. Dude, you escaped with the bride. The suspect. The defendant. You're the one who brought Ellen to my office in the first place. That's so funny that Larry's like, I wasn't involved. And Phoenix is like, you literally started this. You started my involvement in this. And all those cops. Nothing to do with the case whatsoever. Isn't going to cut it this time, Larry, 100%. And he's lucky that Edgeworth, like, probably knows him. And Edgeworth was like, dude, I'm giving you this one chance because, like, any other real prosecutor outside of this world that didn't know him is going to put him away for years. You would get put, if you turned around to the police and said, I've got a bomb. You are done. You are donezo. That's like, I'm pretty sure that's years and years in prison, right? Not saying, again, 100%, I'm saying, like, I don't know the laws and I don't know what people should be sent away for, like, 100%. But I'm saying that in the real world, I just know how things would work. He's lucky that Edgeworth was there and not someone else. He's lucky Emma was there and not someone else. If you have to lie, at least do a better job of it. You know what I mean? He is lucky that we know Emma and Edgeworth. He's lucky. Don't diss me, Nick. If you're so convinced I'm lying, then let me ask you this. What makes you think I was on that stupid old airship anyway? Oh, come on. Let me see proof if you got any. Doubling down, are you? Fine. You want proof, Larry? Here's proof that you were on that airship.
Take that!
Oh. Uh-oh. This is your business card wallet, isn't it, Larry? I found it in the reception hall. Yeah. Time to come clean, Larry Butts. What exactly were you hiding? All right, fine. You got me. I'll tell you everything. Unlock successful. That was an easier unlock because, again, it was intentionally supposed to be easy as it was trying to show that, like, he's lying is actually just a load of crap. You know what I mean? It's like, and again, the game knows this. He wasn't like someone who was like doing this intricate lie. It was intentionally supposed to be like, he is lying and he's bad at it. You know what I mean? That's Larry Butts. What you saw on the airship. What's so funny about Larry is that, like, and I don't want to ever insult anybody, right? If you, like, did like flattened his hair, maybe slicked it back, maybe even just did like a bit of like a different haircut and shaved the soul patch a little bit. Because again, soul patches aren't bad. That hairstyle isn't bad. It's just that I don't think it suits him as much, you know? I think, you know, he'd look great. What were you doing on that airship anyway? I went to deliver the welcome to our wedding sign they ordered for me. I didn't know you took on real jobs like that too. Well, if your information, my wedding welcome signs are very popular on the net. And that's how you met Ellen? I mean, I'd see her in a photo for the welcome sign, but seeing her in person, the way she smiled at me and said thank you. Oh, Larry. I felt like I've been hit by lightning. He is legitimately the type of guy who, when he holds open the door for a girl and the girl goes, thank you so much, he's like, hey, you know, can I get your number? Like, he literally just fought, like, which, by the way, just, dude, like, I said it last episode, but you could find someone if you just stopped doing this bullcrap. You could find someone, you know what I mean, who likes you for you, you know, but you're just too, again, as I said, he loves the idea of liking a girl more than he does actually about, like, caring and liking a girl. Because it doesn't matter which girl it is. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what girl is in front of him. It doesn't matter, like, it doesn't matter if it's the love of his life or if it's something that somebody just met. Larry Butts likes the idea of liking girls more than he does the idea of actually committing to a girl. And that's when you fell in love with somebody else's bride, huh? So were you invited to the reception? Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend? Yes. Yes. They wouldn't even let me to the reception. I believe it. Smart move on their part, I'd say. I got upset and started wandering around the, oh, look at that, the animation. There was the airship. What do you mean? What do you mean? Get off the airship. That was when I dropped my business card and wallet. So somebody else must have found it and brought it into the reception hall then. Yeah. But you know what? I saw something incredible while I was on that flying chapel. Like, get a load of this. What the heck is this? It's a beautiful illustration. What do you mean, what is this? Isn't this obvious? It's a drawing. It is a drawing. I sketched a picture of one of the cabins in the airship. Is that a broken window? So what's so incredibly incredible about this cabin? Look at what was outside the window. It's one of those flying dinosaurs. A real-life pterodactyl. Wait, what? I thought that was a crack in the ceiling. I looked out at the cabin window and there it was flying out there. That airship traveled through time, I tell you. Wait. What did he see? This music's cool. What did he see? What? When I told Pierce, the butler guy, about it, he told me to never mention it to anyone. So it is something. There is something to do with this then. But why would he try to keep you from spouting what's clearly just nonsense? Maybe Sprocket Aviation is secretly developing a time machine. No way. Nick, this case is totally amazing. Larry, you didn't tell Mr. Edgeworth about this, did you? This music. Yeah, no, it's one of those things where like I drift in between believing it and not believing it. But I think that legitimately, if it's one of those situations where they were trying to hide it, then that means like there is something to that. Of course not. Edgy would just roll his eyes and think I was off my rocker. I didn't even try to tell him I was wandering around the airship. I told him I met Ellie at the mooring dock and we ran away together. Yeah, I can see Edgeworth's eyes rolling right out of his head as he heard about this. Larry's drawing out into the court record. Interesting. This is actually a very good find by Larry and actually really good information. So Larry also experienced a time slip somehow. Did we see this image somewhere? Where is it? Sorry. I felt like I saw like a crack like this before. Like, because I thought it was a crack in the window, but now the shape of it, like, have we seen? So I don't think we, like, no, I'm not saying we were showing the pterodactyl thing, but I'm saying, like, is it like, no, I don't think, maybe I'm just thinking of some other game or something. I'm trying to think, like, you know when you think, like, it looks so familiar, that the look of it. It looks so familiar. But how is that possible? Hey, Nick, I'll be taking my card wallet back now if you don't mind. Business card wallet swiped back by Larry. Makes sense. He does deserve to have it. Oh yeah, this is for you. What is that? It's a picture? Is that the pterodactyl? See the thing up there? But why would Pierce, if that was the pterodactyl we saw, then why would Pierce not want you to see that though? That's just a flying mechanism. It's a picture of the hold I took when I was wandering around the airship. See, there's Ellie right there in the middle. The hold? Yeah, see? It's right here in the diagram. Okay, so now I know where the hold is, but what was Ellen doing there? Well, they were using it as a prepping area for the reception. I see, and around when did you take this? Before the reception, I took it while Ellie was getting everything ready. This was taken before the incident occurred. I don't know if it'll be any help, but thanks for this anyway. I mean, it probably will be now that it's in their core record for sure. By the way, Larry, I heard that the door to the hold is controlled by a security system. So how'd you get in there? That's a trade secret, can't tell you. And the hits just keep on coming. Well, I guess that's basically a wrap on the investigation. Really? Not quite, Nick. I want to meet Ellen too. I agree. I do agree. Oh, that's right. You haven't met her yet, have you? Okay, let's head over to the detention center. Then she can say hi. That makes perfect sense because we already talked to her, but like, maybe, you know, you can disagree with me 100%. I think so, but I think that all the time we have in this game sometimes, Maya is a great person that can relate to people more than often than even like Phoenix, or maybe like, you know, maybe Phoenix even can sometimes. Like we saw how she was with Rafa. Like she was like really good at being stern and honest and open with Rafa. And I think Rafa took the kind of like information from Maya even better. Because again, like there's no denying that either that there is like a relation as well with the idea of like, you know, two women versus, you know, especially on your wedding day and stuff like that too, and things like that. So I think Maya's just great at like being that person who is like solid as a rock for people that people can really like relate to. And she's also very good at being very straightforward with people, but also she's very open and honest. And it's hard not to be like really, what would you say? It's hard not to be open and honest around her sometimes. You know what I mean? Because she is so open and honest. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, you make it make sense and then pretend I said that. Okay? Thank you. September 21st. Detention center. The visitor's room. No, why? Please understand that this is the Master Soren's best interest. What are you talking about? Sounds like Ellen's busy talking with someone. Pierce is here. What's Pierce doing here? The next president cannot be married to a criminal with disgrace to Sprocket Aviation. She's not a... No. She hasn't even nearly been convicted yet. Not even nearly. You can't do that. This is not fair at all. Miss Allen, I need you to forget about this marriage. Pardon us. This is so cruel. This actually is very cruel. Like, when you really think about it, like, how, like already she's feeling, like, lost, right? Already she's feeling like, oh my God, what happened? Because she didn't kill anyone, right? We're representing her, so we're trying to make sure she didn't, like, she doesn't go down for killing somebody, right? But it's just this thing where, like, how must she feel in this moment? With everyone abandoning her now, you know what I mean? Like, the family she thought she was welcomed into is about to abandon her, and they're literally telling her, like, hey, Soren doesn't even want to see you anymore. Soren's not going to see you anymore. I don't know how they phrased it, but it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So their marriage is definitely off. There's no other choice. We cannot have a criminal in the family. Oh my God. So sucky. It's so... And again, here's the thing. I know someone could say, well, Calvin, like, they're a business. They need to not have, like, ties to this as well. Well, here's the thing. What's going to happen then? It's going to be even a worse look, right? When she's found innocent, right? And then what happens then? Who abandoned her? Not Phoenix. No. Sprocket Aviation. This company dropped her like a hot rock. The family dropped her like a hot rock. But then again, they probably controlled the media as well, I'd say. For the sake of Master Soren. But no, if they controlled the media fully, then they wouldn't care about this. This is what is best. It's so cruel. It's so cruel. No. And she's so upset, but as you would be. Like, this is so horrible. What if Nick here proved Ellen's innocence? Oh, this one Tom with her open and honestness, and, like, again, she's so, like, it's contagious, right? You wouldn't have a criminal in the family, right? I suppose you're right, but I'm afraid that will be impossible. That's not true. Not for Nick. He may look like a nobody, but he can do some pretty amazing things. I don't take his cases on lightly, so rest assured I will prove her innocence. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I understand your name is quite well known to the judicial world. For better or for worse. For better, always. Pierce, I want you to promise me this. If I can prove Ellen's innocence, then you won't stand in the way of Soren and Ellen's marriage. I need to know fully how Soren feels, because I know Soren, I don't want to force him to do anything, because now we know that it's clearly emotional trauma that's made him this way. That's why he's feeling this way. That's why he's closed himself off. But for my money on this, right, I don't want Ellen being a part of a family that is going to treat her this way. It's more trouble than it's freaking worth. But if she truly loves Soren and Soren truly loves her, I will fight for that. Very well. But not even the most talented lawyer in the world can change reality itself. And the reality is Miss Ellen is guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. I believe that's where you're wrong, Pierce. Oh, I'm clean, I swear. You see, it's so bad because again, like this, when she's nervous, she does this like naturally, right? But then like it has a double meaning of like, oh, I'm clean. Look, I'm cleaning this. It's clean for Soren. I made this, and she was cleaning this whole thing for Soren. Obsessively, compulsively clean. Yeah, no, she definitely has some sort of compulsive, I don't want to say a disorder because I don't know that, like how to diagnose that, but she definitely has like a compulsion, right? 100%. She has a lot of compulsions that come in all, by the way, those type of compulsions come in all different varying ways and varieties and stuff like that as well. It's not always just on like one binary. Just as clean as pure as this white dress. Oh no. Fine. You have my word, but you will be the one to regret this promise. Now, if you will excuse me. Just an absolutely cruel family outlook. I don't care if it's for the sake of a company. It shows that like they never obviously cared about Ellen, and also like in her moment of absolute need and in her worst moment, she's getting dropped like this. You would be very much. It would send you into a further state of panic and pain. Yeah, now I have all the more reason to win this case. 100%. And that's why Phoenix. By the way, I love that they have Phoenix in this case and Maya in this case and all the characters we love like Athena, Apollo, Trucy, all these characters. Because the reason why they're so easy to follow is not just because they're very smart, not just because they're really interesting stories. It's because that these characters, in terms of Phoenix and all these characters, have like a really good morality that it's really easy to follow. And you see that so well when it contrasts like a bad morality. Phoenix like saw, instead of just doing this thing where I like, oh, I'm doing my job and I'm going to prove her innocence. Instead, he's like, I want her to be happy. I want her to be with the person she loves. And I'm going to fight for her so she can get everything back in her life that she loved. Like, I know it's not he said that directly, but like, that's what he's doing. He cares so much about the people that he defends. And it just always just makes it easier to follow Phoenix into the fires of Mount Doom. You know what I mean? And we finish our investigation. We'd like to talk to you about what we found. Man, yeah, again, like, so what did you find out? Makeup is an art form. It's an art form. So, like, the fact she's able to do this so quickly is insane. You know what I mean? We got to be impressed. So, we got to talk about the investigation results for sure. In the course of our investigation, we heard that you've been seen standing in front of the victim with a murder weapon in your hands. These animations are crazy, aren't they? It wasn't what it looked like. It's true that I was holding the murder weapon. But when I found him, he was already dead. I panicked. I was hoping I could go back in time again and like I'd done earlier. So I picked up the timekeeper from the pedestal and brought it over without thinking. That's so interesting, right? I was out of desperation. She didn't even think about that. And that happens, like, I'm not saying this particular situation, but we do stuff without thinking sometimes, and then we realize, oh God, you were so desperate you were ready to try anything, huh? Unfortunately, that sort of behavior makes you an easy target for prosecution, 110%. No. And as for your little trip through time, none of your in-laws could confirm your story, I'm afraid. I see. The only exception is Larry. He said he saw something. Really? What did he see? Can't say I quite believe it myself, but Larry claims he saw something incredible. He claims he saw the pterodactyl flying outside the airship. What? Oh my god, the sound of the pot as well is so great. Not only that, but apparently Pierce Nicody told Larry to keep quiet about it. That's the big thing. Larry saying he saw a pterodactyl, I'd be like, okay, Larry, right? Larry saying he saw a pterodactyl and someone tried to cover it up, that means something. You know what I mean? You have another pot pan? But why would Pierce do such a thing? Larry's theory is that Sprocket Aviation is developing something in secret. A time machine, to be exact. Do you think... This is so sad because genuinely, like, while our animations are very creative and all this stuff too, it's very clear now that it is very much a compulsion to me, right? And I know it is like comedic as well. It's supposed to be comedic as well, but like all I see is like someone panicking, and it's really, really sad to me now. You know what I mean? At first it was like, oh, that's just instinct, you know? But it's very clear to me, like when she said, I'm clean, look, I'm cleaning. Like it's something that she like is trying to like, it's like she's almost trying to make herself seem pure to this family when they don't see her that way, you know? Do you think that's why nobody will confirm my story? Because it's a secret? I really don't know. But speaking of your in-laws, we did manage to find your key card at the Sprocket Manor. One of your in-laws said you'd keep an eye on it for you. Oh, thank goodness. I lost it while I was getting things ready for the reception. I'd looked everywhere for it. I'm so glad you found it. At least they're tears of joy this time for the change, yeah. I feel so bad for her. I like already I want to like fight for the whole world for her, honestly. Already. Well, Nick, it looks like you'll have to prove the existence of time travel in court tomorrow, yeah? 100%. That's right, I swear that while Mr. Gloomsbury was being killed, I was busy traveling back through time. Great, with stodgy skeptic Edward at the helm for the prosecution tomorrow, we're really going to have a work cut out for us. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be up against Edworth. It's honestly giving me like the same tingles I get before I, know I'm about to like eat my favorite food or something, It's like I'm ready for this, Poor Ellen. Whoa! That was a quick investigation. That was only like 2 hours and a bit. But I guess for a DLC case, it makes sense. The other investigation we did was like 75 hours or so, but it was really good. We'll save our current progress, but I guess we can go on for like a little bit until we get into the courtroom. When we get into the courtroom, we see the judge. I think that's when we'll end the video probably. Oh, this courtroom. September 22nd, 8:45 a.m. District Court. Defendant. Lobby. It's nice to not see it be called accused lobby, right? Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Ellen. I see you're still wearing your wedding gown. And I will continue to wear until our marriage is saved. That's, again, symbolic, right? It's interesting to have her outfit be called out in a very symbolic way, because usually they don't call out the crazy outfits, but it's symbolic in a way that's like, she believes in this marriage. Oh, Soren. Will she see Soren? Soren. Do you think he came to see how she's holding up? You would hope, but... Soren, my love, you came all this way to the courthouse just to see me? Oh, Soren, don't you know, I don't know what to say. Blueprints. Huh? The engine blueprints. I can't find them. Do you know where they are? He is in his own world. He is in a whole different universe. Oh, they're in your room. Third shelf from the bottom of the right-hand side. He is in his own world, I see. He's leaving already. I want to make it clear, I'm not excusing him being very... Because again, no matter what, he is her husband, or her fiance, or they were. And him not showing concern for her, obviously, I think can have to do with the emotional trauma. But I think you guys understand when I say that, like, the excuses I'm not making, I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's still not horrible, right? To not be like, because it's one of those things where, like, she saw him as someone who was like a knight in shining armor. So obviously he has shown affection maybe in the past. So like it no matter what, even if I can sit here and say that to me, like what my vantage point from this perspective right now is that they're both victims of the Sprocket family. I generally think that like, and I hope it doesn't, I'm not jumping to conclusions with Soren. The reason I say that is because I genuinely feel like he's not getting the help he needs. He's not getting the support he needs. They're not treating him like a human. They're like, keeping tabs on him, like, and all this stuff too. And he's, very much like, being treated more as a symbol, or like a what would you say, like what's the word I'm looking for? Not a propaganda piece, more like a front-facing piece of the company where he needs to be spick and span. He can't be dating someone that they don't like. He's very much being kept under like their thumb. And he's also gone through a lot of crazy emotional trauma. She's also like 100% like the Sprocket family has been so horrible to her as well. But it doesn't change the fact that in that moment it's like, man, how horrible does that feel to have your husband or your fiancé not even acknowledge you? Don't tell me he just came to ask about some stupid blueprints. Is he really that cold of a person, or is that just how he comes off, I wonder? That's the thing. I think it is the emotional trauma. But obviously that doesn't, change the fact that that was probably very painful to deal with. What about me, Soren? See, even she's kind of confused. So I wonder if like this situation has put him deeper into like a situation where he became colder, like another death has made him reminded him of what happened with his sister. I have no idea. I want to give someone the benefit of the doubt while also still feeling terrible and thinking that it's like the way we'll do it is like, I'm gonna wait to hear more about Soren, and what's been happening with Soren. But I also think it's 100% horrible that Ellen could be made to feel this way by anyone, including Soren. You know what I mean? It's horrible. Soren? Ellen. He's back. Whoa. Whoa. I just got chills. Is this his very closed off way of saying, you're innocent? I'm lost without, there it is, lost without you. Oh my God, he truly opened, he's like, and obviously it's hard for him to do this too. Look at him. Oh my God, Soren. Soren. Later. That took a lot out of him. Looks like showing your vulnerabilities is the fastest way to capturing a woman's heart. Can I say though, like, because he had been so cold up until that point, like when he said, like, come home soon, I'm lost without you, those 2 words, like, it gave me like romantic chills. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Because like, again, it's very clear that he's a closed off person. It's very clear that he's shut off to the world. For him to say that, and you could tell it was a tough thing for him to do, that gave me like chills. You should take notes on this, Nick. Please leave me out of this. That's okay. That's a really great moment. Because I think, again, like, as we said, we're giving him the benefit of the doubt with the emotional trauma he went through. And it's very clear he's a closed off person. That was a big step for him to even do that in public, it seems. Anyway, it looks like Soren isn't big on words. But it's clear that he cares about Ellen. Knowing that, I actually feel kind of relieved. Oh my God. Oh my God. At least now she's like, you know, emotional because he actually showed care. Again, look at this freaking talent. It's crazy. I do love that she loosens the corset to cry. You know what I mean? Mr. Wright, I just absolutely can't be found guilty. You hear? That's giving her the motivation. And honestly, like, yeah, to know that he cares about her is a lot. It means a lot. Don't worry. I'm going to do everything I can to prove your innocence. Thank you, Mr. Wright. The trial is about to start, sir. This is actually a good place to end the video before we go into the actual trial itself, I feel like. Yeah, 100%. Guys, that's going to do it for this Ace Attorney video. Yeah, so I think we learned a bit more about the Sprocket family. We obviously saw something what happened with the daughter Selena before this, and I think the stuff with Selena definitely has affected Soren quite a bit. What's really difficult about this is that we're coming at this from the perspective of an outsider of a family that we don't know what's going on within the family, but we have like a bit of an idea of, like, I think anyway, of like how they act and how they want to act. It's very clear that the Sprocket family name is more important than the actual people within the family themselves. They saw Selena as the person who was going to take over this company. They saw Selena as the person who was going to be the next owner of the Sprocket family, the next chairman or whatever. And then she died, and she died in a very horrific way, a sudden way that no one can ever predict, and it's very horrible. And because of that death, it's done a few things in my mind. First of all, it's affected Soren to a degree that we can't even imagine. Because there's a bunch of things he said. Watching his sister die, horrible. Knowing his sister died, horrible. Being in the same car, knowing that you survived and she died, horrible. Knowing that you're taking her position in the company that she was supposed to have, pressure, horrible. All this stuff is horrible. It's horrific. It's absolutely disgusting, right? That you would even have to go through that. On the other side of it, there's also what it is clearly done to his emotional and outward-facing personality. Because now we see him kind of being a little more closed in. He's not very good at speaking and public speaking and telling people how he feels. And that's like a big deal. That's a really important thing to me. Because for me, it's very easy for society to always paint mental health issues and trauma in the way that they want to, in the way they want to talk about it. And the way they want to see it. People romanticize mental health sometimes as being the only, because when mental health is only, in people's minds, the only mental health they'll accept sometimes, especially people on the internet, is like, oh, they're sad and they stay in bed all day. And that's still horrible. I want to make it clear. That is a horrible, like it's a horrible place to be in. It's a horrible position to be in. But that's what people see like mental health issues as. And if it's anything other than that, they start to question it a lot and start to be like, really, are they really depressed or are they this? Emotional trauma and depression and all this stuff comes in very different ways, right? But in this case, what I see with this is something that I think that, like, again, a lot of people would look down on, which is someone being very cold, someone being very standoffish, someone unable to show their feelings, someone burying themselves in their work and all this stuff too. And they don't see that sometimes as being a part of that mental health aspect because it's not pretty. I'm not saying, I want to be clear, I hope that sounds so bad. It's harder to romanticize the idea of someone being angry at someone and someone being mean to someone through their mental problems versus being able to talk about the stuff that doesn't really affect other people, if that makes sense. Whilst you have to respect yourself, even no matter what anyone else is going through, and you can do your best to help, but you have to respect yourself, there is also an element of like, you have to also be understanding of like where someone is in life and what position they're in. Is it horrible that Soren isn't being fully open with Ellen sometimes? Yes. But we have to understand, from our perspective right now, it's very clear that it's very difficult for him to express himself, and he's burying himself in his work because he wants to avoid all this stuff. It is very much a horrible thing that's happening to him. And then the other side of it too, we have like a character like Ellen, who very much to me has like a compulsion when it comes to cleaning. At first I was like, oh, this is a funny quirk. It's just an instinct. But now it's like very much when I look at it, I'm like, I think this is more her. I think it's a symbol of her trying to show that she is clean and pure to the family that only cares about something being clean and pure. I think that's why it's trying to showcase. I think it's trying to showcase this thing where it's like, it's trying to be like, it's trying to express to us that there is this thing where it's like she's trying to be like, look, I'm clean as this window, I'm not criminal, I'm not this stuff, because she's always had to like maybe make herself look better for this family. She's always had to like prove herself to this family. So I think it is kind of symbolic of like, oh, like, you know, look, I can do this. And it's something that's obviously weighing on her mind too. It is a really sad story between the two of them. And Ellen, of course, I would do anything in her power to like make sure that she's, you know, doing better. Because in this episode we saw Pearson, the family are going to drop her like a hot rock, and they dropped her like a hot rock. Showing that they didn't care about her in the first place at all, showing that they didn't give a damn about her at all. And that's the hard thing about this, is that, and so again, as I said, I know for a company's reputation, you want to drop a criminal right away, right? But the problem is that she's not convicted. And calling someone a criminal anyway is always like a really disgusting thing anyway. And also looking down on someone for like a crime that they didn't even aren't. Like, again, there's certain crimes, of course, you look someone down, and like murder is, you shouldn't murder people, right? But what I'm saying is she isn't convicted of that. She hasn't done that. So it's one of those things where they're dropping her as soon as they get the chance, which means that they probably wanted to drop her already. You know what I mean? So she has to deal with that as well. What I think we're getting already is a motivation to want to beat this trial through multiple ways. I want to make the Sprocket family see reason. I want Ellen to be happy, and I want Soren to be happy. These are the three things that I want to do through this trial. And now there's a personal motivation as well, because Phoenix versus Edgeworth, regardless of what way we're doing it, what manner we're doing it, is exciting. And I am very, 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 very excited to do a Phoenix versus Edgeworth trial. Regardless of how hard it is, he can push back on me as much as he wants. He can push on me, push me against the wall. I don't care. It is legitimately like one of my favorite things. And again, like I said, it's nostalgic, but it's nostalgic in a very, very effective way and a very realistic way. I'm excited to have Edgeworth versus Phoenix again. Yeah, so we're going to have to deal with this trial. My thought process so far is that there's probably something going on here with the Sprocket family wanting to get rid of Ellen as soon as possible. Because to me, you know, someone else is involved with this. Someone else was involved with the idea of the killing, because there was that note there as well. I don't know. It just seems like someone else has to be involved in it, in my view. I know they said he wrote the note himself, but why would he write a note to himself? That doesn't make much sense. On top of all that, we also have the stuff with the time travel. Do we believe it? Who knows? I go in and out of believing it, but we don't know that Larry believes it now, so that's something. So I wonder where that's going to go with that as well. All I know is that this is going to be really great. This is going to be really, really great. It's going to be a great trial with some really great emotional moments clearly as well, because there already was emotional moments there at the end there too.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
To put in summary of all my thoughts of this episode, go in totality, I love the new characters. I think that it's a really great, some really great environments for the investigations, but I also think that it's been a really great way of separating itself from the Crane arc, and then also introducing new characters that are already instantly interesting. I want to learn more about Pierce. I want to know more about Soren. I want to save Ellen. All these situations happening here at once. And we're with Maya. Like, that's like, what a beautiful thing. We get to be with Maya during all this. It was a fantastic character and a very emotionally beautiful person as well. So it's all going to be really fantastic in that sense too. So I can't complain in any way, shape, or form. If you want to see these videos here, you can see them on YouTube members or Patreon for €1 or $1.50. This video, for example, came out on Friday. But also, if you want to get your name in the credits, which is going by right now, that's €10 or whatever it is in your currency a month. And if you want to get your name read out, it's also going to be €15, and that's on both YouTube members and on Patreon for both the credits and the reading out your name at the end of it as well, which is what I'm going to do right now. And it helps out the channel quite a bit. You don't have to do it, but it also helps out the channel quite a bit. Thank you so much to Ty Faro 2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yule, Anusta, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Sharite, Leah 200, Malcolm Kunde, and at the highest tier of my YouTube, Roy 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you guys soon. Bye bye.